We want to go to exclusive video. This is out of Hartford earlier today.
Exclusive video tonight of a raging fire on Spalding Circle.
As you can see, there are still lots of departments here. One man was shot in the area of the two courthouses right behind me.
This exclusive video shows officers examining a gun.
As you see just in the army of state police cars.
Officers entering a home on Booth Bay Street with their guns drawn.
The thief managed to break into the East Hartford repo on Tollin Street.
Crews there rushed to lift wires off of that person's SUV.
This road will be closed for the next several hours as crews investigate this crash.
A light show in North Haven tonight.
Fox 61's Michael Howard is live on the scene, telling us he can see a damaged bicycle.
A car crashed down an embankment off of I-91.
Go to some video from earlier today that I shot in Winstead. Boy, is this loud right there.
Fox 61 on the scene as Hartford police use their emergency service units.
How's it going, guys? Would you like a saw?
With Thanksgiving now over,
Hello, thank you.
Friday morning marked the start of an expected busy season.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the hundreds. They've been non-stop coming in.
At Zen Farms in South Windsor, a steady stream of cars following Thanksgiving has been the norm for 50 years.
This is truly amazing.
The nearly 100-year-old family farm features acres of cut-your-own Christmas trees, reindeer, and new this year, a 15-foot wooden one. Handmade by owner John Zen for customers not to be confused with other farms on the road.
I waited till my wife flew out of Bradley Airport a couple of weeks ago. She was going to visit her sister and family in Florida, and 5 minutes after she left Bradley, I went and bought a truckload of plywood.
So this is part of the fun of it.
We tagged along with the Mundo family, chainsaw in hand, picking out the perfect tree for their home.
Can I follow you?
Yep.
A family tradition wrapped in memories.
My mother loved their Christmas trees. She always had tons of trees in the house when I was a kid, and she passed away last year. And this means a lot to us. When I go to get my tree, it reminds me of her.
With hopes to keep that tradition alive for all involved.
Hopefully 10 years from now, they're gonna remember every tree that we cut, the size of them, and how much fun it was.
In South Windsor, Michael Howard, Fox 61 News.
He's that guy in the room that makes you laugh.
He was an absolute professional day in and day out.
He's all of these things, kind of all wrapped up into one.
Scott Johnson wore many hats: a chief petty officer in the Coast Guard, a New Britain firefighter, and a father of 3. Johnson died in August, the victim of colorectal cancer. He was just 43 years old.
He's a friend. He was a friend to everybody.
Through the overwhelming tragedy, there has been triumph. Scott had a dying wish: to once again be reunited with his father, Roy, a fellow veteran and Purple Heart recipient. That became his wife Caroline's mission.
During the most brutal moments, towards the end, when he knew he was really, really sorry. See, here we go. When he knew he was really, really sick at the end, he asked me, he said, do what you can. I know it's gonna be hard. I know it's Arlington, but see how close you can get to me, to my dad. And I said, okay.
It would be the ultimate honor, and earlier this week, under a blue sky, more than 70 people traveled to pay tribute. Scott Johnson was laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery.
He's in section 4084 at marker 59 with his father. They are with each other. Overwhelming, but so deserved. So deserved.
Aboard Engine 2, Shane Burns worked the streets of New Britain with Johnson for a decade.
We're just probably most proud that he's able to have his big wish of being buried with his father at Arlington, which is great, not only on a family level, but him as a service member himself.
And Caroline, she's headed back to Washington on a new mission.
I've been invited by the Fight Colorectal Foundation to go and speak at the Senate to, let them know that these are the stories, these are people, these are lives that are forever changed. Scott didn't meet the criteria he wasn't 50. He wasn't 50 years old to receive his colonoscopy, and that cost him his life. I'm not okay with that. And nobody should be okay with that.
In New Britain, Jim Altman, Fox 61 News.
Behind this pet center in Clifton Park is life in the fast lane.
It looks pretty packed already tonight.
4 wheels kicking up dirt bragging rights on the line.
And there's some guys that will, yell and scream.
Whoever wins it, people are busting on saying they're cheating or stuff.
Remote control enthusiasts call it the Cat Box Raceway. The 40 by 90 foot track was built 5 years ago by pet store owner Ryan Kramer, a rare find at the time.
I've been told that it's probably the first mud boss track in the United States.
There's a lot of luck involved.
Ever since, participants have grown, likely due to cheap startup costs. Only adjustments allowed are to the car's body.
You can come out here and play for, $400 or $500 to buy a car, where instead of spending $30,000 to $50,000 for the real thing.
You're gonna need the guys from race 5 to come on up.
At times, a Wednesday night can feature up to 50 cars. Some even race the real thing.
My RC car actually looks just like my big car.
This is Saratoga High School senior Jack Lehner behind the wheel of his modified car, competing at the Albany-Saratoga Raceway.
Mechanics of the cars are pretty similar, so you see some move that you might make out here, someone might make to pass somebody, and that similar move might work out on the real racetrack.
Those moves made possible by maintenance before and after most heats.
Normally it's about an hour to an hour and a half of prep work between dragging the track, watering it, getting the clay the way you want it.
Providing hours of entertainment with hopes to pass it down to future generations.
We really need to get the young blood, the young kids to come and have a good time. They're the future of what we're going to do.
In Clifton Park, Michael Howard, Spectrum News.